Hey, what's happening? Happy Thursday, everybody. It's Daryl here. It's bright and freaking early, man. It's 3 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, truth be told, it's actually New Year's Day. It's Wednesday when I'm making this video, but I'm going to download it Thursday morning about 3 o'clock, 3 a.m. So that's when you'll see this video, Thursday. The reason I'm making it right now and not tomorrow morning is because I already have something that I need to talk about right now. This is the reason I've talked about X, Twitter. I've talked about that platform quite a bit recently. I've talked about how I have an account there, but I cannot stand the whole platform. And I'm going to talk about a little bit. I'm going to have some links down below. And I'm going to talk about some of the stuff I've read there today that have to do with the Bourbon Street massacre that happened at 3:15 a.m. New Year's morning. This is the reason, though, that I keep Twitter or keep X. I keep my account on there, is because I really need to see what the enemy, and when I call the enemy, I'm talking about Trumpers, MAGA America, the Trump supporters, what they're talking about, because it bothers me, it concerns me, and I have a really big question too. I'll leave that for the end of the video. Okay, some of the stuff that I've read on there, I went, as soon as this story broke, I had already downloaded my video for the day on Wednesday. So I started gathering information right away. I'm going to tell you, it's Wednesday afternoon right now. I'm going to tell you what I know right now about this attack. It's confirmed now, from what I understand. There's been reports on CNN that there was a flag on the back of this truck. It was an electric truck. There's a good chance that it was a rented electric truck. And there's reports that it was an ISIS flag on the back of an electric rental truck. Apparently this is a company that's kind of a go-between. People that want to rent their vehicles and people that want to rent vehicles, and they're kind of an in-between. It's not like Hertz. This company doesn't, from what I understand, doesn't actually have vehicles. They just work as a go-between from people that want to rent their vehicles out and people that want to rent vehicles. And so that's the way I understand where this truck came from. Okay, on X, this is what they're saying on X, including Marjorie Taylor Greene herself, the nutcase from Georgia, the congresswoman. They're saying that this truck came in from Mexico 2 days ago through the Eagle Pass entrance from Mexico into America. And they're all saying, close the borders, close the borders. That's the thing I want to talk about at the end of this video. But I have a really important question I want to ask. The thing I want to say here is, how do they have this information already? If they have a name, I'm not going to say the name now. By tomorrow when you watch this video, this name, if it's true, it'll probably be out. It's what I would call an Arabic name. So there is a chance that this person was a follower of ISIS and might have been a Arabic person. Okay. This is the thing that really disturbed me on X. There's at least 2 or 3. I'll put the links down below. There was at least 2, 3, 4 accounts. Alex Jones was one of them, of course, that had a picture of the suspect on the ground, bloody, shot, right next to his white truck. And this is what they're saying. They're saying that he doesn't look American, does he? They're actually saying that. And now I'm part Native American. That's what I would. I don't use. This isn't stuff I usually talk about. Because it's just I grew up just knowing who I am. It's not like it's just who I am. So I don't usually talk about it. But what does a real American look like? What does a Native American? So they're asking. This guy. They're saying this guy doesn't look American. What does a freaking American look like? What color skin? He's got a beard, he's got olive skin, and he's got like gray black hair, and that's about it. So how does he not look American? This is the kind of stuff that just drives me nuts. There's a chance he wasn't, but that's not the point. What scares me here is they're trying to identify people by the way they look. Like, this guy doesn't belong here. Let's do something about him. Speaking of that, I came across a couple other accounts on Twitter that said, let's just catch this guy. They weren't aware, this was earlier in the day, and they weren't aware that the suspect had been taken out. And they're saying, let's catch this guy. No jury needed. No trial needed. Let's just catch him and finish him off. And look, I'm just as disgusted and angry about what happened on Bourbon Street as the next guy. But this kind of rhetoric scares me, when they think they could identify a guilty party by the way he looks, somebody that doesn't belong here, somebody that's guilty, and this is how innocent people end up getting strung up and killed. Okay, this is the main thing that really bothers me. This reminds me of when I think I was about 12 years old, and I was visiting I have family up at the very top of Maine. Like I said, I'm French Canadian and Native American, Micmac, the Micmac Nation. And I was visiting my grandmother, who lives at the very, very top of Maine, like Caribou, Madawaska, up in that area. And I actually rode my 10-speed into Canada. I was looking for fireworks. And I came back over the bridge, the St. John River, and the American side stopped me. And they weren't going to let me back in. I almost freaked out. I'm a 12-year-old boy riding my bike into Canada, and I almost couldn't get back in the country. This is the source of much laughter and a lot of jokes at all the family reunions. Remember when Daryl left the country and couldn't get back in when he was 12 years old? It's funny now, but it was pretty scary when it happened. Okay, so here's my question. Okay, so when Trump takes office, this is he's probably gonna flex, and a lot of innocent Muslim people are probably gonna take the brunt of what happened on Bourbon Street, regardless of what this guy, where he was from or why he did this. And how they keep saying close the borders. Now, this guy came through a legitimate crossing, is what the MAGA people on X are actually saying, that he came across a legitimate, legal crossing in a rented truck. And they're still saying close the borders, okay? So you close the borders. Let me ask you this question. Now, I don't have a passport right now. I don't have a lot of money. If I want to leave the country, if I want to go on vacation, and I want to leave this country, the easiest way for me to do it is to drive to Canada. Canada is only about 5 or 6 hours away from where I'm living, or driving to Mexico. If they do what they say, if they close the borders like they're telling Trump to do right now, does it work the other way around? Does that mean we're locked in here? Because that's what it sounds like. Would Mexico and Canada retaliate? If we're not letting them into the country, why would they possibly let Americans travel into Canada or Mexico? This is what scares me now. Like I said, for people, the majority of Americans, most Americans, I'm assuming, probably don't have a passport. I've never gotten a passport in my 58 years as an American. I never needed one. I've been to Canada, I've been to Mexico. I didn't need a passport. This would be the easiest way for me to go on vacation, or if I needed to or wanted to leave the country, it would be into Canada or into Mexico. Now, if Trump blocks on, and I'm serious about this, this scares me, because this is the one way I could legitimately leave this country if it's something I needed to do, if it's something I wanted to do for pleasure, for self-preservation, for whatever. But being locked in this country is something that freaking scares the hell out of me. And that's what it looks like they're saying right now. Close the borders, lock us in. Am I right? Let me know what you think. I'll be back later with another video. You guys have a good Thursday.